you very, very much. Chairman. Thank you all very, very much. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, Madam Chairman. Madam. Thank you very much. Thank you. Madam Chairman and my fellow Republicans and my fellow Americans, I accept your nomination and the honor and challenge it represents. Four years ago in Detroit, I pledged my total dedication and energies to support our president, and that has been a very easy pledge to keep. Tonight, I pledge again my every effort to support President Reagan as he leads this nation into 4 more years of prosperity, opportunity, and peace. In 1980, America needed Governor Reagan in the White House to restore power to the grassroots and to give the American people fresh hope and a new beginning. In 1984, America needs President Reagan in the White House for a second term to finish the job to keep this country moving forward. But we can't move forward. We can't move forward if we have a majority in Congress that wants to go back. With your all-out effort, we will maintain control of the United States Senate, and we'll get a House of Representatives that will move forward with President Reagan and the party of the future, not backward with Tip O'Neill and the party of the past. For over half a century, the liberal Democrats have pursued this philosophy of tax and spend, and sure enough, out of that Moscone Center in San Francisco, that temple of doom, came Mr. Mondale's first promise, a solemn promise to raise everyone's taxes. Well, Mr. Mondale calls this promise to raise taxes a lot of courage, an act of courage. But it wasn't courage, it was just habit, because he is a gold medal winner when it comes to increasing the tax burden of the American people. Well, President Reagan, with strong support in Congress, cut tax rates across the board for every single American, and he'll keep those tax rates cut. And the message of the American people got from San Francisco was, we'll raise your taxes, but our message from Dallas is, the American people want less spending, less regulation, and not more taxes. They want to keep America's dynamic economy strong. They want to reduce the deficits by making government more efficient, holding the line on spending and through economic growth. And as for a balanced budget, our message is this: let the big spenders in Congress step aside. Give us the balanced budget amendment. Give us the line item veto, and watch what this president can do. I heard that speaker in San Francisco last month exhorting his fellow Democrats with the cry, "Our time has come, our time has come." The American people have a message for the tax raisers, the free spenders, the excess regulators, the government knows best hand-wringers, those who would promise every special interest group everything, and that message is this: your time has passed. Your time has passed. And no matter how your rhetoric tries to move away from your voting records, no matter how hard you try to turn your back on Jimmy Carter, no matter how much you now talk about family values, this country will not retreat. You've had your chance. Your time has passed. This president has turned this country's economy around. Since we came into office, productivity is up, personal savings are up, consumer spending is up, housing starts are up, take-home pay is up, inflation, the cruelest tax of all, is down, and more Americans are at work than at any time in the history of the United States. And more Americans are enjoying our country because our parks are cleaner and our air is purer. Under this president, more lands have been acquired for parks, more for wilderness. The quality of life is better, and that's a fact. And you know, more Americans are giving to help others. Private contributions in that great tradition of neighbor helping neighbor are up, and that's a fact. And at the same time, government help for the truly needy is up. The Social Security system has been strengthened and saved by our president's leadership and a truly bipartisan effort in Congress. More Americans now have a chance for quality education. Test scores are up in our schools. In striving for excellence, we have re-emphasized fundamentals. We believe in teaching kids to read and to write and to add and to subtract. We believe in classroom discipline and in merit pay for teachers. We believe in local control of schools, and we believe kids should not be prohibited from prayer, and that's a fact. And we're waging all-out war against narcotics in our schools, in our neighborhoods, and across the land. We will not rest until American society is free from the threat of drug pushers, and that's a fact. More Americans are safe. Crime is down, and that's a fact. President Reagan and I think it's time that we worried less about the criminals and more about the victims of crime. And as for our judicial system, it's always been my view that the Supreme Court should not be all caught up and involved in the political arena. But since the Democrats made this an issue in San Francisco, let me say that the American people want a Supreme Court that will interpret the Constitution and not legislate. We heard that liberal convention in San Francisco attack the president regarding the Supreme Court. But the record shows that President Reagan's sole appointment to the court Sandra Day O'Connor is an outstanding justice, and that's a fact. And one more fact. One more fact. And let this be heard loud and clear. Ronald Reagan has protected and will continue to protect the rights of all Americans. Discrimination based on race, religion, sex, or age will never be tolerated by this president nor this vice president. And furthermore, we condemn the vicious anti-Semitism of Louis Farrakhan and the ugly bigotry of the Ku Klux Klan. Of course, problems remain. Of course, problems remain. And yes, there's still much to be done to provide opportunity for those Americans that truly need help. But the answer doesn't lie in going back to the malaise days of Carter and Mondale. The answer doesn't lie in Mr. Mondale's new spending programs, programs that John Glenn estimated would cost up to $170 billion more, or in Mondale deficits that Fritz Hollings estimated at $400 billion. It doesn't lie in the programs of a man that Gary Hart called mush. Instead, the answer lies in a dynamic private sector that provides jobs with dignity. The answer lies in limited government and unlimited confidence in the American people. Just as there's a new confidence, a new optimism, there is new confidence in U.S. leadership around the world. Since becoming vice president, I've gone to 59 countries, talked to the leaders of those countries and to many other foreign leaders who've come here. Forgotten is the Carter-Mondale era of vacillation, of weakness, of lecturing to our friends and then letting them down. In this hemisphere, when 1,000 American lives were threatened and when 4 small Caribbean countries called out for U.S. support to give democracy a chance, President Reagan acted. And I don't care what Walter Mondale says about it or what Tip O'Neill says about it. Grenada was a proud moment in the history of the United States of America. Because our president stood firm in defense of freedom, America has regained respect throughout the world. And because President Reagan has made America stronger, chances for world peace, true, lasting peace, are stronger. Our European alliance has never been more solid. More countries in Central and South America have turned to democracy since Ronald Reagan became president. 13 Latin American countries have held democratic elections since 1980. We have strengthened our friendships with countries in the Pacific. We are doing more to foster democratic change and to help the hungry in Africa. We're reaching out to more countries in the Middle East, and our strategic relations with Israel have never been stronger. And one last point on foreign affairs. I am proud to serve with a president who is working for peace, and I am proud to serve with a president who doesn't go around apologizing for the United States of America. As Vice President, I've had the opportunity to watch this president in action. I've seen a real leader make tough decisions. No longer do we read and hear stories about the job of president being too big for any one person. Gone are the days of blaming the American people for what was really a failure, not of the people, but of our national leadership. 4 years ago, we came into office to restore our economy, expand opportunity for all Americans, and secure a lasting peace. Much has been done. Much remains to be done. But this we know: more Americans today believe we have strong, principled, firm leadership in the White House. This is the message we will take from this convention: a message of optimism, a message of hope. Three decades ago, a great American president stood on the Capitol steps and made his second inaugural address. "May we pursue the right without self-righteousness," said Dwight Eisenhower. "May we know unity without conformity. May we grow in strength without pride in self. May we, in our dealings with all the people of the earth, ever speak truth and serve justice." And finally, said President Eisenhower, "May the light of freedom flame brightly until at last the darkness is no more." Now, as in President Eisenhower's day, these words reflect the true spirit and aspirations of the American people. May we continue to keep the light of freedom burning, and may we continue to move forward in the next 4 years on the high road to peace, prosperity, and opportunity, united behind a great president, Ronald Reagan. Thank you all very, very much.